Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, very good morning, sir. Hello,
Good morning,
Arjun, sir. Yeah, please.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Welcome, sir. Please.
Yeah, very good afternoon, sir. Please. Shall we start, Arjun, sir?
Sir, he is right now out of the meeting because of maybe network. He may leave.
I'll confirm, sir, after connecting with Arjun, sir.
Yeah, Shivkumar Singh, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will confirm, sir.
Yeah. What about register, sir?
Arjun, sir is
Register, sir.
register, sir. Yes, sir.
Just try to contact him once.
Okay, sir.
So afterwards,
Okay.
we'll start because already it's
Okay.
12:40.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Within,
yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, take a second, sir. Please.
Yeah.
నేను కలుస్తాను ఒక మీటింగ్ ఉంటా కలుస్తాను ఒక మీటింగ్ ఉంటా కలుస్తాను
Sir, good afternoon, everyone, sir. Can we start, sir, formally?
Yeah. Yeah, please. Please, sir.
Sir, sir, principal ma'am is meeting, sir. Ma'am may join at any time, sir.
Oh, yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
How about register, sir? Arjun, sir.
Sir is busy. It seems sir is going to join at any time, sir.
Yeah, please. Then please start. No? Already all are waiting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to this national webinar on rainwater harvesting. So formally, we are going to invite all our guests with bouquet presentation. So it's an invitation to you all to celebrate the World Water Day 2021. That the theme is the value in water. So today we are going to have a national webinar on rainwater harvesting on the top of building structures. So I welcome today's first speaker, Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy sir. Sir is OSD to VC and Head Department of Microbiology, University PG College, PU. And we have second speaker, Dr. D.S.R. Rajendra Singh sir, Joint Director, FSC, College Education, Telangana State. Formally, I thank our Chief Patron sir who has provided us this infrastructure and permission to conduct this webinar. Sri Rahul Bajaj sir, IAS, Vice Chancellor in charge, and Patron Professor Pinni Pawan Kumar sir, Registrar, Patron Dr. N. Kumar Swamy sir, Controller of Exam. Sir, Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy sir is also another patron, but today sir is going to address us. And we have Chairperson Dr. M. Nurjahan ma'am, Principal of University PG College. Ma'am is going to join within few minutes. And we have the special invitee, Dr. Rajiv Kumar sir, Associate Professor, Coordinator, SB, that is Swachh Bharat Mission. And sir is from Guru Jambeshwar University Science and Technology, Hisar, Haryana. Sir, we have the pairing. This is Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. We have a pairing state that is a Haryana. So sir has joined. Sir is going to address us after the speaker. So before that, we have Eco Club NGO, that is Chandrasekhar sir. He is working on environment, and we have the organizing committee. We have NSS programmers, M. Suresh and M. Galana sir and Dr. P. Shivkumar Singh. He is also associated with EBSB, and Dr. M.S.R. Anjanelli. He is going to have technical support, and he is into organizing committee. So this is a formal welcome to you all. So we'll go to formal lighting of the lamp online. Sir, now I formally invite our special invitee, sir, Dr. Rajiv Kumar sir, to speak few words on this occasion, sir. Then our first speaker, sir, is going to address us, sir.
Arjun sir. Hello.
Sir.
Yeah, Arjun sir. Principal ma'am has joined, sir.
Sir.
So principal ma'am has joined.
Yes, sir.
So please ask her to just introduce the topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Very good afternoon to all. Shall I start?
Very good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So on behalf of Palamur University, I welcome all the participants, academicians, and the administrative officers of both the ESDF states to this national webinar on rainwater harvesting on top of the village in view of World Water and UNICEF Director Shakti Abhiyan, which was by our Prime Minister today on March 2nd. In and train them. I thanks our in charge Vice Garu, Garu, and Dr. G. Vice Chancellor, and the special invitee, Dr. Coordinator from Haryana State, and Dr. D.S.R. Rajendra Singh Garu, Joint Director from College Education, Haryana State, and Dr. Kumar, the Nodal Officer of Kalpur University for ESBS, and all the organizing and the team behind this and all the participants. I welcome you all again to this national webinar. So this Jal Shakti Abhiyan was introduced by our Honorable Prime Minister Garu with the 5 targets, and those 5 targets, I just want to highlight how these 2 states, ESBS states, what is the motto behind the sharing of in the 2 states like the Haryana and the Telangana state. I just want to invite you the trees are harvesting and what we are going to the Jal Shakti. The first target was water conservation and rainwater harvesting. I just want to convey the people who are participants from the Haryana say the Telangana state has introduced very unique programs like whenever we are getting a permission from the new house construction, the is so this is and the second of traditional and other water bodies. And we say that the Telangana government, the reach our water bodies like the pond and the root so that the water ground can be reached high and that can be useful for the agriculture purpose and daily use. And the third target is recharge and reuse structures where we want to use our bore wells, watershed where and when the districts also where the local need of this water program. And the last one is deforestation. Yeah, I can say that the Telangana government is to have a plantation program where we prestigiously are having a plantation Haritaharam program where we are in cover every person adapting and this is very this water conservation. Today we are going to explain about the measures like the speaker is webinar going to on the and the other speakers, Dr. Rajendra Singh, are also going to explain measures for the. I want to highlight one good example which I just come across. We have a district called Siricilla district. The IAS officer, the district collector, Krishna Bhagat, really examples for this water conservation or rainwater harvesting within a span of 3 years, he could recharge the groundwater levels to 6 feet in the state city areas of Arunachala, where he initiated a unique program called as the Gudi Cheruvu, where he insisted the local authorities to acquire the land, the temples, and dig out the ponds around the temple areas and trap the water, rainwater, so that the local body or the local people needs can be served. And at the same time, within a span of 12 to 18 months, the water level has raised. It is a real picture I am giving. Has raised to 6 feet high. And these 3 years of right from 2016 to 2019, I can say that these 3 years span of work was the government of India, where his water management plans was included into the curriculum of Indian Administrative Service at college at Masuri. So it is a very prestigious that our water management was to the highest administrative. This is a very good initiative. I can and can read. So with this I conclude my talk. That I hope this sessions are going to be useful, and let us exchange our techniques what being used at the Telangana state and the Haryana state, so that we can just put them into practice, and that can be useful for both the states, and we can meet the today's aim. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for covering the whole subject. I think the EBSB, what is the importance, and about the pairing states, and you have given all the examples of water harvesting measures and the importance. Really, ma'am, we feel very honored that you have come online, and though you have very busy schedule and you have come online, thank you very much, ma'am, for coming and addressing us. Now I request our Rajiv, Dr.
Yes.
Rajiv sir, to speak few words, sir.
Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Rajiv, Coordinator Swachh Bharat from Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, Haryana. First of all, I would like to thank all organizing team to invite me from Palamaru University and congratulate the entire organizing team for this wonderful event organized. This is very sensitive issue. And before starting my address, the Honorable Chief Patron, Vice Chancellor Shri Rahul Bajaj, IAS, Worthy Registrar Professor Pindi Pawan Kumar, Controller of Examination Dr. N. Kumara Swami, Dr. M. Noor Jahan, Principal and Chairperson, and no doubt special speakers and distinguished guests of today's function. Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy will speak on rainwater harvesting, and Dr. D.S. Rajendra Singh, rainwater harvesting measures. And in the last convener, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar. I congratulate entire team and organizing secretary for this particular program of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, with joint hand with the Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar. Of course, this is the very sensitive issue, and we are human and have to have to take the lead to save the mankind. I just want to, because of very, you can say, few minutes given to me, and in my address, I just want to say two, three things on the basis of my experience, what we are doing in Guru Jambeshwar University in the, you can, social cause or whatever responsibility we have towards the society. Actually, what we are doing here regarding this particular concept, we have set up a sewage treatment plant in the Guru Jambeshwar University, where we treated the water and used that treated water particularly for the plantation. And with that water, we are successfully implanted 8,000 plants in the university premises. Surroundingly, we have adopted 5 villages, and in all that villages, to conserve the water resources, one objective, and for the plantation, the second objective, and the third one and most important, to change the lifestyle of the peoples. We have built up the team of 700 students for this particular purpose, for the awareness program. What my feel is, we have to change the lifestyle of the people's one important thing, and to make changes in the attitude of the people, because whatever things we are you can say getting from the natural resources, whether that is fresh air, whether that is you can say natural minerals, or maybe you can say you are the most sensitive issue of the today, the drinking water. We are not respecting all that uh, natural resources. And with this particular you can say attitude, the human is exploiting every resources for its just small selfishness of today's living. We are hardly doing any, you can say, practice in our day-to-day life which is good for our future, or not only of the mankind but all, for all other living creatures in this world. Man finds what? Man is thinking that on every resource it has its soul, you can say, the control. But if we think the mankind is only possible with all living creatures in this world, and on the drinking water or on the use of water, every creature has its you can say the right to use that, but we are using that particular resources only for our own purpose, not for others. And day by day we are conducting seminars, and I congratulate Dr. SN Arjun, who has taken the lead, and he is continuously doing several activities under the flag of this Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program, which is you can say the launch of our Prime Minister office, and even of the you can say at the ministry level. MHRD is also, you can say, very sensitive on this particular issue, and we are doing again and again awareness program on this particular issue, not only on this particular issue but on the several issues for the social cause. Today I have give the assignment, because I'm not the technocrat guy from this particular field, so I request a particular scholar who is doing research on this particular area to you can say prepare particular you can say way or methodologies, that what techniques we can adopt to save waters, so that we can with our small change in living habits, small change in our lifestyle, we can contribute at least an individual for this particular purpose, or for particular, you can say, cause, because glaciers are melting so fast beyond our calculation. What we have calculated, the glaciers are melting beyond that particular calculations. Temperatures are rising day by day, and the water resources are, you can say, conservatively, or you can say very fast declining. Even in the rural areas, the situations are very pathetic. So the scientists are doing their job. Scientists are doing their efforts seriously. But what we need to do, we need to change our habit. We need to change in our attitude. We should respect each and every natural resources so that we can save the mankind and save our all living creatures in this world. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arjun.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming online. And it was just one day information. I think you have made it, sir. Thank you. You have been involving the research scholars, and you are doing the best in your university, sir, regarding SB activities. I think in future, this is the first of this kind. We have got the paid state coming for national webinar, sir. From this day onwards, we will be pairing up and we'll be doing more activities, sir. We are going to exchange our culture and knowledge and all the best practices, what we are doing, we want to share, and we will be also having a knowledge of your state, sir. And physically, we cannot visit your university, but because of this corona has become pandemic, so we'll be going online, sir. And our students are very much interested to visit your area, sir. That is Haryana and your
Most
university.
welcome,
But
sir.
because
Most
of
welcome.
this issue, yes, sir. So we'll be doing the best in future, sir. Now, not taking much time. Now I'll be inviting today's keynote speaker one, Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy, sir. Sir has completed his PhD and now he is assistant professor and officer on special duty to Vice Chancellor, Palamur University, sir. And the education profile, Doctor of Philosophy in Microbiology and Masters of Science in Microbiology. And sir has 20 years of teaching experience at graduate and postgraduate level, and foreign teaching experience also sir has Al Tahadi Medical University, Department of Microbiology. Sir has been faculty of medicine, State Libya, and sir has served in Nizam College of Hyderabad, and few colleges sir has worked, and research training experience sir has in Global Institute of Biotechnology, Hyderabad, as a research consultant, and sir has guided students for summer projects, and sir's mainly screening and categorization of alcohol producing bacteria from cellulose waste, and production of biopolymer from the bacteria, and production of xylonesis from bacillus, production of proteases from bacteria, analysis of antibiotic resistance. And sir has research publications in international, 10 out of which 7 as a first author, and national publications we have only 2, and books authored are 5, and 2 are in international and 3 are international. Sir, as the time is very constrained, I could read out only the few of your profile, sir. Now I invite sir to start the session regarding the rainwater harvesting. Sir is going to speak on the case studies regarding this rainwater harvesting. Sir, please welcome. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arjun Kumar, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are presenting. It has come, sir, not the slide, sir. You started presenting, sir.
But I've shared the screen also.
We need to have the screen, sir.
Sir, you need to double click this. You are presenting to everyone.
Pardon me?
Sir, you need to double click this. You are presenting to everyone. One arrow is given there. Please make
the top arrow, sir.
Top arrow. You make it double click, and you will directly come on your screen.
So it's saying you are presenting. Hello?
Sir, you are presenting, you have got, sir, but screen is...
What to do then?
Sir, stop.
Sir, again you can stop and you can start again, sir.
Sir, stop presenting.
1 second, sir. 1 second. Sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall I press closer now?
Come on, present.
Again, sir.
I'm taking a window. Yeah.
your entire screen, you can go on this.
1 second, sir. 1 second. Entire screen, yeah.
Yeah, again, click on this particular screen.
Yes, sir.
Anywhere you may find your share is changed the color. It's in green. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now your screen is come on this arrow and click this arrow. Double click this. Do it. Double click.
Yeah, I'm doing it, sir.
Sir, they have started sharing, I think.
Has it come?
Sir, you need to open the PPT after that, sir.
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah,
yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir. Now you open the PPT, sir. Yes, sir. It is seen. Now
Rainwater
slides.
harvesting success stories.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rainwater
Can you see
harvesting success stories.
Yeah, can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's very
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So first, let me thank our honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Rahul Bajaj IAS Garu, and our respected Registrar, Professor Pinni Pawan Kumar Garu, and the organizers, like who have planned a very good concept of how to preserve rainwater on this International Rain Water Day. Valuing of water, which is a very noble cause. So 2 days back, when Dr. Raju Kumar sir said about this concept, then as a microbiologist and as a human being, I thought I can share 1 or 2 success stories regarding this rainwater harvesting, so that we can plan even that in our lives. So regarding this, Arjun Kumar sir, how much time can I take?
Sir, it's
I have
already
half an
1
hour.
minute. Yes, sir. 20 minutes, sir. Sir is
20
also
minutes.
waiting, sir.
Because there
20,
are other
sir.
slides also, but I will try to skip off. So let me start.
Yes,
with,
sir.
we know about water. We call it as elixir of life. Every living creature, whether it is a single cellular animal or highly developed multicellular animal, we all need water according to our body requirement. So this water, which is where we cannot live without it, we have got very interesting facts, like are more than 70% of our Earth's surface is covered with water, where almost it is 326 million cubic miles of water is present on our planet, of which 320 they are present in oceans. We know about ocean water. It is very salty. You cannot drink that. You cannot use it for growing crops. And most of the times, even if it is used for industrial purpose, you need to go for desalinization, which is a very costly issue, right? And what about the rest of the water? It is only 3% of Earth's water which is fresh. Only 3%. And even in this 3%, 2.5% of this fresh water is not available. See, that 2.5% is locked up in glaciers or polar ice caps, atmosphere, and in soil. They are polluted. Even little of that is polluted. So means you are left with only 0.5% of water, which is available fresh water, right? So if in other means, if I say, if world's water supply, there is 100 liters, our usable water supply of fresh water would be around 0.003 liter. That is only nearly half of the teaspoon. So that is the fate of fresh water, right? So if you see such importance of this water, what actually we are doing with this water? So there is a survey that after 1970, the usage of water has been increased 70%. Maybe this is because of change of our lifestyles, even urbanization. So where we have started using more water actually, and the other most important thing is increase of population, as we all know, right? And we have got certain crops which takes more abundant water, like for growing 1 kg of rice, it requires 5,000 liters of water. 5,000 liters of water. That's why scientific community are working on a new varieties of rice where it can consume less water. or any other alternative to rice where you can stop using more water for growing such crops, right? Yeah. So we know from where does we get even this water is, like we have got a water cycle where the surface waters, whatever is present, that will be evaporated, and even evaporation from other sources of rivers, or even from transpiration through from plants. So all that will be evaporated and forms as a cloud, and after condensation and precipitation, it will be returned back to the earth as rain, right? So then why do we need to harvest the rainwater? Because this is the only water where we get fresh water when compared to other sources, and easily available water. And if you cannot harvest this, if you cannot protect this rainwater, and if you don't have a technology to use this water, then again that may go into ocean without being used. So that's why you should have a plan where you need to harvest this water, right? So you need to harvest this water for future usage, because we have got so much of what do you call applications for this water. You have to use that water for future usage, and even we use this water for different purposes, for growing crops, for industries, for consumption, for our daily activities, for right. So here, what we do is generally, the more you harvest this rainwater, the more you try to save this rainwater, the more will be available for you for your usage, right? So here, whether it is for agriculture or whether it is for regular usage at your home, so whatever it is, so when you have control over it, so definitely you can what do you call make use of this water judiciously. And there are many mechanisms which I will tell you. So normally, what are the goals of this is for improving our living conditions, and you need to recharge the groundwater so that you can use it again, and you can reduce soil erosion. Because of that, you can store more water actually, and reduce the flood risk, and you can have a substitute for this groundwater. Because using groundwater means again you need to pump that groundwater, where again it is a usage of electricity and all. Instead of that, if you can tap this what do you call rainwater, so like from rooftop gardens or rooftop facilities, where tapping each and every drop of that water, and that again having a mechanism where you can store that water, and you can build a small filter unit in your home, where whatever dust that all is there, that can be filtered, and any other solid material that can be settled down. So I'll show you that actually a mechanism. Yeah. So here, whatever you do, it will have three components in it. So catchment is how you collect the water from from this rain actually. So from rooftop it will be collected, and it will be sent to a filter bed. And this filter bed, this is called actually a delivery system, where water will be filtered and it will be sent for consumption for various purposes, and rest of that can be again sent to the recharging of the groundwater. So normally what we are doing is, directly if you take water from the storage, that is from your borewell, again through electricity you need to pump that and you have to use it. So instead of that, if you can use this rainwater as a consumption, through before sending it to the groundwater, you can avoid this expenditure. So you can harvest this rainwater in different ways. It can be directly from rooftops, which can be collected in storage tanks, and monsoon runoff water, where there is more water, if you can store it properly. So right, and even water from flooded rivers can be stored in small ponds, because when there is more water into the rivers, then floods will occur, and that floods, if it enters into the small ponds or whatever, that is what actually even our government of Telangana is doing. So our honorable CM Garu has done a wonderful concept of developing ponds at village levels, where excess water will be sent into those ponds, which can be used for future purpose, whether it is for drinking or for irrigation purpose. So we have got two types of models, rural model and urban model, which I will be explaining you with the different diagrams. So let me tell you here, the main advantage of rainwater harvesting is when you harvest this rainwater, you will have self-sufficiency. Because or else there will be scarcity of water, right? So because we are tapping the water and using that, you are reducing the pumping of groundwater. Groundwater will be left like that, and even recharge will be occurred. Unless you make it to recharge, you will not have future source of water for you. So it provides high quality of water, soft and low in minerals, because you are getting it from rain. Actually, initial load may have certain pollutants and all. It depends upon the type of quality of air in that area. So apart from that, definitely rainwater will be pure when compared to other water source, where when you pump it from the ground, actually it carries different salts which will be hard when compared to the rainwater. So it improves the quality of groundwater through dilution when recharged. I said no, the amount whatever you have used at your house purposes, and afterwards if you can send it for recharging of your ground bore well, then it is really good. So even it reduces the soil erosion and flooding in urban areas, especially we have seen as recently in Hyderabad, right? So if you don't have a technology to harvest the rainwater, so that leads to flooding of urban areas. So that is why if you have rainwater harvesting at each and every level, so then definitely you can avoid such flooding in urban areas, right? So rooftop harvesting is less expensive because it is independent and individual concept actually. So whatever water that is falling on your roof, if that is collected through pipes and if it can be maintained in your own home, so it is a very less expensive and easily constructible area, where certain governments like especially Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, they have made mandatory, because if you want to apply for house construction, without these facilities, they are not going to give you. So such system should be made mandatory throughout the country, and if it is possible throughout the world, right? Right. So such concepts, because there are two types of rainwater harvesting systems in broad. One is surface runoff harvesting, where especially in urban areas, so where you can have actually surface waters which are collected, they can be used for recharging the appropriate water storage tanks. And rooftop harvesting, it's a system of catching rainwater. Wherever it falls, you have to trap it. That's it. In roof, the roof will becomes the catchment area, and from there it can be stored into tanks. And finally, such water which is obtained easily with a very less expensive can be used, and even that can be used for recharging your groundwaters. So this is how actually it becomes from roof. This water will be collected when it rains, and it will be sent to storage tank, where such here all that dirt and every density wise heavy materials can be settled down, and that superficial water can be sent to the filter, where this filter will have such structure which will be made with a sand bed filter with fine sand, porous gravel, all that will be made into a filter bed. When water is pumped into that, based upon the filtration or percolation, actually all that will be settled down, and pure water can be sent into storage tank. And this storage tank can be again, water can be used for these purposes. That is how actually we can make use of this roof water harvesting mechanism. So because of this, you have even your borewells will be recharged. If there are wells, especially at village levels or even at district levels, even they can be recharged. If you take example of our Palamur University, earlier 3 years back we had severe water scarcity, but because of last year rains, we have got 4 or 5 wells in our campus, where now they are full with rainwater. So even after 1.5 months or 2 months, we have got sufficient water, where we are using it for development of greenery in our campus. Recently we have taken up actually 1 lakh plantation because of our honorable Chief Minister sir and local district administrators, collector sir. So where we have planted almost 1 lakh saplings in our campus, and we are making use of this water for growing these plants, right? Yeah. and even you can recharge the pits present. So wherever you have, what do you call, place where you can store this runaway water. So if you have pits, actually these pits will be recharged. Or if you have got, if you can get trenches surrounding the buildings where these trenches can accumulate water, and that can be used for, recharging the what do you call, groundwaters. So this is how actually your dug well will be recharged. So from various sources, if you can collect that, and through the filtration bed, if you can send it to the nearby wells. Such system we have got in our Palamur University campus, where it was a very old well, and while we have desilted this well, and afterwards we have made a provision where the runaway water, excess water during rain, that will be entered into this well. Until now, we are able to store this rainwater, where we are using it for developing greenery in our area. So these are the various sources where you can use. Just now I said, actually surrounding the building, if you can make trenches, so these trenches can be helpful for storing this runaway water. So this is again the same thing from roof, how actually you collect and where you can use it, because there are many diagrams. That's why I'm not able to give much time. Wherever there is a similarity, I'm trying to escape it. Yeah. So this is actually water table, where when water, this area you call it as actually recharge area, where it takes from millennium years to centuries and decades, years and days, how actually this water will flow. And if you have a percolation pit, each and every drop can be collected. Yeah. So these are the same things. That's why. Yeah. So let me come to the main thing, and how which states and how they are using. If you take Rajasthan, they have water harvesting structures called khadins, tanks, and nadis. Maharashtra, they call it as bhandras, tals. Uttar Pradesh, bandis. Madhya Pradesh also bandis. Bihar, they call it as ahars, pines. Himachal Pradesh, kuls. Jammu, ponds. Tamil Nadu, eris. Kerala, surangams. Karnataka, kattas. These are the various structures where they name it in a different way, but these are the structures where they, by making use of it, they are trying to harvest the rainwater. Yeah, these are this is the same thing only. That's why I just wanted to. Yeah. So when it comes to the history of the rainwater harvesting, it is surprised to say that it is not a new concept to us. If you see 2500 to 1900 BC, run of Kutch, where Harappan civilization was there. So when they have found this archaeological excavations, they have found such trenches where they used to store water for future usage. See, where is 1900 BC and to 2500 BC, and now we are into almost 2021, right? So such concepts were there, though that time population was very rare, very less actually, and we know civilization was started near the sea coasts, or wherever water was available. So even those days also people, they know the importance of water. So that's why they have made such structures. Centuries old, Kul irrigation in Western Himalayan mountains. So what they have done is, so the glaciers were melt, and these melted water, it was diverted to head of the Kul, or a diversion channel. This is actually channel, a pure water which is obtained from glaciers, right? So this channel was dug throughout many kilometers, and that was allowed to enter into a village tank from where it was used. Bengal flood plants. So West Bengal, especially when flood water entered into the fields through inundated canals, the water was brought in. So this water will bring rich silt and fish also, right? So these fish will be fed on mosquito larvae, and because of that, not only rainwater harvesting, even they have checked the propagation or spread of malaria in this area. So another one, Gardens of Jaisalmer, in 15th century itself. So they have developed a system which is equal or practiced in Iraq, actually, in Ur place of Iraq, and even Negev Desert and Southwest Colorado. They have used such a concept where they have used embankment of this thing, which prevents the water from flowing away, like bunds. What we today we call it as, actually. They have made bunds at low-lying areas, and because of that, these bunds will try to accumulate the water, and this accumulated water not only increases the groundwater through slow seepage or dripping, and even the surface water which is present can be immediately used for regular usage. In Rajasthan, they have used earth or masonry rainwater harvesting structures. So that is how actually they have built such structures in many villages. So when we say Rajasthan, we think of deserts, scarcity of water. Still in deserts and scarcity of water, because of their intelligence and because of their necessity, actually, they have made so many wonderful structures where they are trying to escape from these droughts. See, we cannot expect such greenery in Rajasthan. So still, this was taken in Rajasthan only, right? Where they have revived, such ponds. This is another structure in Rajasthan where pipes from the rooftop lead to the rainwater into the tank or catchment area. From there, they have sent this through rainwater and they have stored in such structures. And these are tankas for storing the drinking water. Even this is the same in Rajasthan. The unique groundwater structures where they have collected, these waters, and they have used for during summers and future usage. These also same structures. In Meghalaya, they have used actually bamboo drip irrigation system. So they have used actually the half-cut bamboos as pipelines, actually, where they collect all the water from whichever falls from the sky, that into area, and that will be collected through this bamboo drip irrigation system, and that will be sent to the crops. And one important thing which I would like to say is there is a case study of Tamil Nadu, where while the rest of the country is busy in devising methods how to conserve the water, Tamil Nadu have started a successful rainwater harvesting scheme. In 2016, they have witnessed a worst drought in 140 years. So this was unheard in the history of Tamil Nadu. So there was Satyagopal, who is Commissioner of Revenue Administration, Tamil Nadu. So he has worked on it, actually. So, and he was very successful in preventing this drought after that year. So he started restoring all the local water bodies. So with the district collectors, he tried to analyze the historical data where throughout the villages, and he has formed a team, and they have started so all using all the check dams, even bore wells, and so defunct bore wells also they have converted into water recharging pits and all. Where now if you see after that, after 2003, actually, though government has made it mandatory, but now if you see the present status of Tamil Nadu, so they have got almost 24,116 government buildings, where in that 23,190 they have rainwater harvesting. Residential areas almost out of the 22 lakhs, 21 lakhs they have got such structures. Commercial buildings 1,48,000. They have got 1,45,000 almost rainwater harvesting structures. Means almost more than 80%, 80 to 90% of these structures they have got this rainwater harvesting mechanisms with them. So these are the various pictures. They have got actually this is a village, actually, Vallipuram, which comes under Vallipuram district, where they have used such structures to store rainwaters. These are again in Kanchipuram district, Mamalapuram, where they have stored. We see such structures only in cities in like a swimming pools in star hotels. But these villages, beautifully they have stored these waters, and because of that, they don't have any scarcity of drinking water and water for other purposes. They have used such see here bore water, where this excess bore water is sent for recharging the pits actually, or else this such water will be wasted on the roads. So instead of that, they have used it. And even they have built over tanks like this, where any such water which can be sent to again to recharge the groundwaters. So excess water will be sent to during rains also, that will be collected, and excess also will be sent to recharge the groundwaters. These are the office buildings where rooftop water, a single drop also is not wasted. They have sent it to percolate, and they have used for recharging these pits, which is present just besides the office building. So we have to be wise, not only wise, now it is called wiser actually. So that's why they have used this reverse of umbrella. Each and every drop should be collected, and then only that each and every drop which will recharge or which will be useful for our purpose. And even when it comes to future generations, we know each and every day a new number is added to our existing population, and in order to provide the required potable water or safe water to the next generations, if you cannot have a technology, if you cannot use water judiciously, then you cannot provide such source. Clean water means clean health. Clean health means clean nation and clean thoughts. So that's why water, because if you take India itself, occurred throughout the world, and ailments will occur because of impure water. So that is why availability of water is not the concept, availability of pure water is concept. So how pure your water is present, and how pure you are supplying to you for consumption, and how legibly you are using it for growing crops for your industrial purpose, all that is most important. And that is why I request all of you, because it's a minimum responsibility of educated people to educate your fellow colleagues, to educate people who are residing in the village, how to judiciously use the water and how to make use of rainwater judiciously. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you. Arjun sir.
Sir, thank you, sir, for coming online and presenting. I think in no time you have prepared this all matter, I think, sir. It was like a high festival for us, sir. We have seen unseen structures. So now we not see, sir. And case for excellent, and you have said about this. Half this was very heartbreaking for us, sir, because so much of water that we cannot use. And studies Tamil Nadu in different traditional innovative structures. I think up to now I ever seen that, sir. And the last one, but not least, that umbrella was very excellent, sir. It was very wiser. The people has to go for it, sir. Sir, I will take, sir. I will take 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, please accept our online certificate of appreciation for your excellent keynote address, sir, during this seminar.
Madhusudan sir, you are requested to stop presenting. This is so that another can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Rajendra Singh, sir.
Yeah. Arjun sir, I am ready.
Sir.
I am ready.
Sir, I'll be introducing you, sir. Dr. D.S.R. Rajendra Singh, sir, is presently Principal, GDC, Khairabad, Hyderabad. Sir has MSc, B.Ed and PhD as qualifications. Sir has 30 years of undergraduate level and 10 years of postgraduate level experience and administrative experience of 30 years and NAC accreditation experience 3 times. Sir?
Okay, carry on.
And research experience 10 years, book published 17, number of research papers 25, number of articles 20, seminars organized 8, radio talks sir has been 14, Mana TV program 2, international conferences attended 9, national conferences attended 22, seminars attended 40, social service experience 20 years, and awards are graded with the sir best principal award in 2017, State Best College Teacher Award in 2003, All India NSS Director General Commendation Award 2008 by Ministry of Defence, Government of India, State Bank, NCC Officer Award, Sir was ANO, Jewel of Indian Award, Best Writer Award, Vande Mataram Award, National Integration Award, Commendation Award. And Sir is following, and Sir is going to tell all the student community quotation: life is like a riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. You have to move. If you can dream it, you can do it. Sir, please welcome sir to our webinar. And this is the second session. Sir, we invite you, sir. Dr. DSR Rajendra sir, now present Joint Director, FSC Collegiate of Education. Sir.
Thank you, Arjun sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. May I audible?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Arjun sir. Okay. Thank you. Congratulating the Palamur University under the aegis of EBSB. Besides of that, the ISAR University of the Guru Jambeshwar University, Science and Technology, ISAR. Okay. Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar, the convener, and as well as the Dr. Rajiv Kumar, assistant professor from the ISAR side, organizing the beautiful program. Because besides of that, Professor Madhusudan Reddy Garu and the main important Sri Rahul Bojja Garu, IAS Vice Chancellor in charge, Professor Pindi Pawan Kumar Garu, Registrar of the Palamur University, Dr. N. Kumaraswamy Garu, COE, Control of Examination, Dr. M. Noorjahan, the principal of the college. Besides of that, the organizing committee, Suresh M. Galenna and Dr. P. Shivakumar and Dr. M.S.N. Anjaneyulu, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Eco Club, and all the participants of today's webinar, and as well as the my dear students of the Palamur University and all the other participants. Really, I am very happy to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to participate in the webinar. The one of the very important topic, that is because rainwater harvesting on the top of the building structures, because the rainwater is one of the very important renewable source which we are going to be nowadays getting. Because if you see the important natural sources, among the natural sources, water is also one of the very important source which we have to renew continuously for the sustenance of a longer period, for as well as for the providing opportunities, and as well as for the providing needs of the human beings, not only human beings. And the conservation of the water leads to the very important the conservation of the flora and as well as the fauna and all the things. The water is one of the very important source for us. As far as the water cycle, the SPAC concept which deals with the water cycle, the water will start from the groundwater. It accepts, and as well as it moves from the roots to the plants, from plants to again nearly the 95% of the water is going to be totally evaporated in the form of atmosphere, in the atmosphere in the form of water drops, and as well as in the form of water vapors. And again it will become a clouds, and the clouds are going to be again from clouds again we are going to be getting the water, the soil plant atmosphere continuum. This is the SPAC concept, the concept which deals with the water cycle, where the water flow, so that we can find the rain, we can find the water sources, where we will find the flora, where we will find the greenery, where we will find the forest area, wherever the forest areas are there. Suppose if you take the northeastern areas, every day we are going to be getting rains, because the water is one of the very important source for our human, mankind, as well as the every organism. Without water, the organism cannot survive in this nature. Besides of that, the water is one of the very important source for all the living and non-living organisms, and it is going to be flowing through the SPAC, soil plant atmosphere continuum, which is going to be finding here. Here the topic is very important, because already Professor Madhusudan Reddy sir told the water harvesting is one of the very important source. Nowadays, everybody, every person, and every individual has to have the consciousness to save the water, because the one of the very important source which we are going for the future generation, that is water is one of the very important source. So that the conservation of the water and as well as the use of the water has to be wisely. We have to be act according to the situations, and as well as the consume of the water should be judiciously, and as well as we should not waste the water. Even the drop of water is also very important for our day-to-day life, and as well as that water is one of the very important precious treasure. Every individual, every person, every youth, and every student, and as well as every organism, and as well as every human being has to think that water is one of the very important precious treasure which is going to be available in the nature, and this treasure has to be and as well as consumed properly, and as well as according to the situations. The water is one of the very important source. Here the water, because when you think for the harvesting of the water, harvesting is one of the very important mechanism where we can find the water is going to be pulling up the longer period, because the water is one of the very important source, the very important source which we are going to be getting, that is the rainwater. Already I told you, wherever the greenery, wherever the forest areas, wherever the plants are there, in such cases we can find the water. And rainwater harvesting is a technology used for the collecting and storing of the rainwater from the rooftops, the land surfaces, and as well as the rock catchment, using of the simple techniques such as jars and pots, as well as the more complex techniques such the underground of the check dams. Now we are going to be finding the hilly areas where we are going to be constructing the check dams, and as well as the mulches, and as well as contours. These are all the constructions are going to be preserving the water, where the rainwater is going to be totally falling on these areas, which is going to be directly encountering and as well as the preserved. The rainwater harvesting is one of the very important accumulation and as well as the deposition of the rainwater for the reuse inside, and as well as because compulsory, because we have to protect the water for the future generations also. Going on consuming, going on using, this source is going to be totally exhausted, and because in nature we have some of the renewable, non-renewable sources are there. Once these sources are being exhausted, it is very problem to provide in future. So the water is one of the very important, because the main important using of the rainwaters are the recharging underground water, gardening, livestock, drinking purposes, and for the irrigation purposes. For all the important top priorities, top purposes which the water is going to be using, right? The rainwater harvesting technologies are simply and installed to operate. The local people can be easily trained to implement such the technologies, and as well as the construction of the materials, and as well as the readily available nowadays. The district water management, the DWAMA, is one of the source where they are going to be using, and where they are going to be getting the awareness among all the staff member, all the persons. Even the common man is also going to be utilizing, the common man is also going to be involving in the rainwater harvesting techniques, while they are going to be the water collecting from the roof catchment areas. Usually it is acceptable by the quality of the domestic purposes. Okay, now we hear the harvest, because one of the very important how we can harvest the rainwater. When you think about the harvesting techniques of the water, here we will have the different types of the sources. Already Professor Mansoon sir told you the surface runoff harvesting water and as well as the rooftop rainwater harvesting. These are one of the very important harvesting techniques where we can find the surface runoff harvesting water, which we can find in the urban areas where much amount of the water is going to be flowing on the surfaces. The rainy water, simply we can say it is as a low-tick water. The flowing water is called as a low-tick water. That water is going to be totally, this runoff could be caught and as well as used for the recharging aquifers by the adopting appropriate methods. By this way, we can catch hold that water. And as well as the rooftop rainwater harvesting techniques, it is one of the very important system catching the rainwater where it falls. In the rooftop harvesting, the roof becomes the catchment areas, and as well as nowadays the rainwater is collecting from the roof of the houses, buildings. This method is also going to be less expensive and as well as very effective. Nowadays, where we can see in cities, almost all roof gardens are there, and they are going to be adopting the different techniques where they are going to be protecting, where they are going to be harvesting their own water. Because of that, water is going to be totally preserved, and the groundwater is also going to be increased, and even because of this such important soaking pits, those they are going to be constructing, this water is where directly they are going to be passing into the soaking pits. Because of that, only the groundwater, the borewells and as well as the groundwater of the surrounding area is going to be percolated. The water is going to be totally almost all we are going to be recycling such areas. The component of the rooftop rainwater harvesting situations where we can see the catchment area, the transportation, flushing, storage systems, delivery systems, and as well as the filtrate systems. These are all the techniques which are going to be using for this water protection. Okay, the surface of the water when almost all receives rainfall directly is a catchment of the rainwater harvesting system. It may be terrace, it may be country yard, and as well as the paved and paved open grounds are also, because the transportation is one of the very important source for the preserving of the water. Here, the rainwater from the rooftop should be carried, throw down, take the pipes from the, because which are going to be drained and which are going to be preserved because of the harvesting systems, and as well as such wasted water is also going to be used, reused and recycled, and as well as the reutilized for our domestic purpose. Besides of that, for all the different types of the purposes, because the water is one of the very, very important source. We cannot generate in our laboratory. If you can generate, it is a costly affairs, and as well as the God has given one of the important source, the water, because without water, the organism, the survival of the even single cell is also having almost all 96 or 97% of the water component is there. So that when we are going to be losing water in our body also, we are going to be, our body is also going to be imbalanced, because of the water is one of the very important source for the living organisms, especially the human beings, and as well as all the organisms which are going to be surviving in this nature. The first flush is devised use of the flushing of the water received in a first shower, and as well as the first shower rain needs to the, nowadays we are going to be almost all using the rechargeable water in probably contaminants of this atmosphere and as well as the catchment of the roof. In cities, nowadays they are going to be using much amount of these techniques, and as well as they are going to be preserving whatever the amount of the water which is going to be not at all going to be almost all the drain water, and the other unutilized water is also going to be recycled, and as well as giving some treatment, and such water is also being used for the pouring of the important, because of the even for the plants and as well as the other organisms, they are going to be supplying such type of the water. The water, the very important system is the storage system, is one of the very important aspect when we are going to be thinking about the conservation of water and as well as the preservation of water, right? The preservation of the water, the storage system, all the collected rainwaters are being totally stored in a tanks and as well as the barrels which are going to be used, and as well as whenever the situation arises, because already we have seen the areas which are like Rajasthan and the near to the Thar desert and all the areas where they are going to be, they are almost all preserving and they are going to be storing the water for the next season, because in such areas the water almost all, the rainwater, the rainfall is very less because of the environment. Nowadays it has been totally increased because of the several scientists, those they are going to be working, and those they are going to be giving advices to the society. Even Rajasthan also nowadays we are going to be finding the water almost all. In olden days it was the very toughest place where we are going to be getting a lot of troubles, not availability of the water. The delivery system is one of the very important system. It is a system to delivery of the water for uses. There are use of pumps to take out of the water from the tanks, and as well as the delivery to the people, many purposes, and as well as water delivery pipes, and as well as nowadays we are going to be even not using much amount of the wastage of water because of the using of the drip irrigation system, where the Israel country has been started, initiated. Almost all, even in India, the agriculture is totally depending on the drip irrigation system, where we are going to be preserving, where we are going to be protecting, where we are going to be conserving the much amount of the water in the agriculture sector because of this using of the drip irrigation system. That is then filtration of system is one of the very important because already I told you the water is also one of the very important source for the several diseases. The contamination by the microbes like bacteria, mycoplasma, and as well as viruses, whatnot, all the different types of the microbes are also going to be directly having the colonize, and as well as the giving a lot of diseases because several diseases are also going to be we are getting because of the contamination of the water. And here the filtration system is also very important. The filters are being used for the treating of the water to effectively remove its turbidity, color, and as well as the microorganisms. After the first flushing of the rainfall, water should be passed through the filters. There are different types of the filters in the practicing, but the basic function is purified. Nowadays we are going to be using the Bhagirath water, which is all because we are seeing, we are finding the filter beds. These filter beds are all totally working on it, these techniques, and as well as we are going to be getting the safe drinking water because it is already treated water. Okay, the water, because where we are the unwasted water, the almost all the contaminated water, that water is also going to be used for the purpose of pouring to the plants and as well as the other things. The water is one of the very important because the sand gravel filter is one of the very important technique where we are going to be the total sand is one of the very important source for the preserving and as well as the procuring of the water. Because of that only, nowadays the water is being totally almost all in reverse. The sand is not at all going to be almost all delifting because the government is taking precautionary measures where we are going to be sand is one of the very important source for the procuring and as well as the preserving of the water. There are commonly used filters constructed by the brick machinery and as well as the filters of the pebbles and the gravels and as well as the sand as shown in the figures. Each layer should be separated, and as well as because through that the sand is also going to be preserving much amount of the water filter. It is acting as a like a filter and as well as it is a preservation conservation agent. And the water is also one of the very important. Charcoal filter can also be made in situ and as well as in a drubs and as well as the gravels, sand and as well as charcoal shown in the figures because almost all where we are going to be showing in the soaking pits. Even in soaking pits also we are using the gravel. Besides of that we are using the charcoal and we are using the sand. We are using because these are all the very important aspects where the water is also going to be preserved in the soaking pits that can be recycled and as well as reused and reutilized and as well as recharged. It is acting as a percolating unit for even houses. so that the government is also emphasizing more in the urban areas, that they are emphasizing, they are giving important notices, the persons for the digging of the important soaking pits which are going to be useful for it. Okay, these filters can be made by the PVC pipes, and as well as the pipes are also going to be, nowadays we are going to be using these pipes in the drip irrigation system. Maximum the polyvinyl chloride pipes are being extensively using for the preservation and conservation of water and water harvesting techniques. And here the commonly used the recharging methods in our day-to-day life, we are going to be observing the recharging of our bore wells. Because of that, because where we are going to be finding the rainwater is being preserved, such water is also going to be using as almost totally, we are maintaining some percolation of tanks. Suppose if you take the Mahbub Nagar river, the Mahbub Nagar tank, the surrounding area where we are going to be preserving, in such area that water is going to be giving, it is going to be using as a recharger. Almost all our bore wells are being totally recharged because of the preservation and as well as the storing of that water in that tank. So that almost all in Telangana area where we are going to be, the rivers are the predominated one, these rivers are going to be acting as a recharged. Almost all our bore wells are also totally recharging. Besides of that, the dug wells and recharging pits and recharging trenches and percolation tanks, they are nowadays we are using as, they are acting like as a percolation tanks, so that the water is one of the very important source for future generation. Every human being, among the Panchabhutas, water is one of the very important Panchabhuta where we have to preserve, where we have to give for future generations. Because if you are going to be using without unconditionally, this source is going to be totally lagging, and as well as in future generations, how nowadays you are finding there are wars between the states, there are wars between the countries because of the water only. Nowadays we are finding the Karnataka between Tamil Nadu, they are going to be always quarreling with the water. And suppose if you take Telangana and as well as like Andhra, like Maharashtra and like, because in future, if you are not managing, if you are not at all going to be protecting, if you are not bringing any consciousness among the people, because the water is one of the very important source where the situations are going to be, because nowadays you can see in metropolitan cities, the oxygen is one of the very important source. The oxygen is one of the very important source where the oxygen cylinders have been come out. Okay, so that the water is also going to be like that only. We have to preserve it. The water is nowadays, the people, those they are doing the business, the water business, such people, they are going to be earning more amount nowadays. When we are in kids, when we are in childhood, we used to see all the rivers are being totally, almost all totally filled with the water. We used to swim there. Nowadays, the generation within the 40 years only, the drastic change has been occurred. If it is going to be continuing in the same future, it is going to be getting a lot of problem. Okay, with this, I am very much thankful to the organizers, because I don't want to take much time, because really it is one of the very important topic which you have chosen. Okay, and I am congratulating the university authorities of the Palamur University, and with all NSS and NCC, with all the generations, students, youth, everybody has to be educate them, and as well as tell them the importance of water in future, and which we are going to be one of the very important source. Suppose in Telangana, GHMC and other urban locations where here we are already, I told you, in Tamil Nadu, rainwater harvesting was made compulsory for every building to avoid the groundwater depletion. In Rajasthan, rainwater harvesting has traditionally been practiced by the people of the Thar desert, because and as well as even in Maharashtra, Pune and Nagpur and other places where rainwater harvesting is a compulsory for, and they are going to be not giving the permission for the houses if they won't show the recharging pits surrounding areas in that plot area. Okay, because rainwater is one of the very important precious resource due to the increasing in the demand from our ever-growing population, because almost all, it is one of the very important source, roti, kapda or makan, every man requires, because the population is increasing. When population is increasing, compulsory, everybody has to be depend on water, so that we have to be simultaneously, we have to be harvest the water sources. The changes in the rainfall patterns in UK, and as well as how almost all we have seen the different types of the floods which we are going to be seeing unconditional, because of the changing in the atmosphere, because of the changing in the weather, because man is going to be totally almost all is not protecting the environmental important natural resources. When he is not protecting the important resources, and in atmosphere there are a lot of changes are being happened, and we are finding the floods, we are finding the drought areas, we are finding the almost all, so that because we have to get the measure, we have to take measurements and not to waste the water, because almost all the rainwater harvesting can prove around almost all 50% of the families from the water needs. This is not only the saves water, but saves the money, and as well as reduces our impact on the environment. And the water is one of the very important source. Everybody has to conserve it, everybody, and almost all the water is also one of the very important source. Wherever the rains are more, wherever we don't have the flora, and soil erosion is going to be taking place, so that the forest plant areas are very important sources, and we have to plant more trees, we have to recycle the water. Besides of that, the water harvesting is one of the very important nowadays. The techniques, everybody has to know it, and everybody has to think it for the future generation. Okay, with this I am very much thankful to the organizers, and as well as the university authorities of the Palamur University. Okay, thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, thank you for telling all the facts relating to harvesting, sir. So these information is very much necessary for everyone. Even we have been jotting down all the points which you have been telling, sir. So it was very nicely presented, sir, and with all statistics. And within no time, I think you would have gathered this a lot of information, sir, because we have given information yesterday only. Thank you for accepting for a keynote speaker for today's webinar, sir. What a energy, sir. Hats off, sir. Very good, sir.
Thank you.
Now I'll take 1 minute, sir, to share the screen. Please accept our online e-certificate of appreciation from our university, Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat, sir. Your excellent presentation, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, now we are moving to next experience sharing by Sumit Kumar. He is from Guru Jambeshwar University, Hisar, Haryana. Now I request Sumit to present your experience regarding this rainwater harvesting. Sir, he is from Haryana, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Sumit, you are audible. Please continue.
Yes, audible.
Let me present.
Yeah, I'm going to pin you. Right, sir.
So my PPT is visible?
Yes, Sumit, continue, please.
Not yet, sir. You did not share, sir. Now it's starting. Now it's.
Sir, I think it was clear to me. Yeah,
Stopped, I think.
Sir, it's clear and visible.
Yes, Sumit, again make it continue.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me take the privilege to introduce myself and to all
PPT
of you
has
kind.
not yet come, sir.
PPT is not visible.
Arjun sir, it is visible. I think there is some confusion. May you ask others, listeners, audience? I
Sir, you
hope it
can
is visible.
proceed, sir. It's visible.
It's visible, sir.
Yeah, visible, visible,
It
visible.
is visible, Arjun sir.
Okay.
Please continue, Sumit.
Okay, let me take the privilege to introduce myself in front all of your kind self. Myself, Sumit Kumar, a PhD scholar from Guru Zambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, Haryana. And I'm very thankful to all the organizations, all organizers to provide me a chance to speak on a very important topic, that is water conservation, and which can be achieved by rainwater harvesting. And if we talk about water, what means water, that is a very limited natural resource, and less than 1% of Earth's water is available as fresh water for drinking water. And if you think of water, what are the some questions come in our mind, that what are the main source of water in our area? We are talking about in our local areas, that we like in Haryana we see like some lakes, small ponds, etc. And if what we find, that what does this make wonder about the future of these water sources, that from the past few years we are observing that the areas and of that water bodies are shrinking, the numbers are declining. And what can we predict about the future of these water bodies, that they are going to be extinct? And now talking about the amount of water present on Earth, that about 97% of the water is present in oceans, that is saline water, and only 2 to 2.5% of water is fresh water. And out of 2.5%, only 68 to 70% water, pure water, that is frozen in form of glaciers and ice caps, and about 30% or 29 to 30% in form of groundwater, only 1 to 1.5% in form of some lakes and rivers. And further, that the fresh water that we find, out of 1%, only 20% in lakes and rest in form of ice. Why we are talking about rainwater harvesting? Since we are facing water shortage, and why we are facing water shortage, the basic reason behind is the population increase. It's quite clear that when the population increases, it will demand more and more water. Second, industrialization. The rapid industrialization demands more and more water for the industry to sustain. And the third one is urbanization. With increase in globalization and the time we are looking forward, we are moving forward urbanization, and this changing lifestyle of towards like in recent times, when people living are in rural areas are moving towards urban areas, this lifestyle changing increases their demand of water, increase the per capita utilization of water. And urbanization causes less percolation area, means all the area is almost all the areas in the all major cities are a paved area, which means no or less percolation of water is allowed to reach into the ground. Decrease in surface area of lakes, that we already talked, that the water bodies are shrinking, deforestation. Now if we come to the point, what is rainwater harvesting? In a single sentence, we can define that rainwater harvesting is the accumulation and deposition of rainwater for reuse on site rather than allowing it to run off. Now we have different methodology for rainwater harvesting, like roof rainwater harvesting, land-based rainwater harvesting, and watershed-based rainwater harvesting, and for urban and industrial environment. And in the webinar itself, we are talking about the rainwater harvesting from the building structures, and which talks mainly about the roof water harvesting. The roof catchments are selectively cleaner. Why we choose only prefer roof water harvesting? Because since it is selectively cleaner when compared to the other strategies like ground level catchment, and the losses from the roof catchment are minimum. They are like we can cover 99% of water from the roof during the rain, and it's built and maintained. It can be built easily with the when we are planning our home. That during the planning phase itself, we can plan for the rainwater harvesting system for our even a small home itself. And another benefit is that there will be no chemical contamination, and it simply requires a simple filtration which can be performed, and it's available at doorstep with the least cost. Rainwater harvesting system mainly we have the following components like roof catchment. It mainly depends upon the roof catchment area. Bigger the catchment area, bigger the amount of water we get collected. Like gutters are the pipes that we use to collect the rainwater and deliver to our storage unit. And filtering unit, we just they are just physical filters. We use only physical filters, and since on in the roof water harvesting we have no chemicals. And finally we have storage tanks, and storage tank depends upon the area of requirement, how much we require. The more we have requirement of water, the more the size of our requirement tank, storage tank. Like for designing a rainwater harvesting system, we basically consider the what amount we require for individual and for the family. If we are talking about to design a rainwater harvesting system for our domestic or for our home, then we need to calculate our water footprint, that how much water we consume for drinking, for cooking, bathing, flushing, washing clothes, and all the other activities. Like it's the Indian average is about 130 to 150 liters of water per day per person, including all activities. If we talk about rainwater harvesting, how much rainwater we can harvest? If an average rainfall of let's say about 100 centimeter or 1000 millimeter, we approximately 4 million liters of rainwater can be collected in 1 year in 1 acre area of land, that is nearly 4000 meter square area. And the major benefit of rainwater harvesting system is that it is neither energy intensive or nor labor intensive. It just we need to install and need to maintain. It does not require any energy to operate. It can be the cost effective alternative to other waste occurring methods, water occurring methods, with the water table falling rapidly and concrete surfaces and landfill dumps taking the place of water bodies. Rainwater harvesting is more reliable solution for augmenting groundwater level to attain self-sufficiency. And if we are talking about as these things I have been already discussed, the major advantages of rainwater harvesting system. And it provides a self-sufficiency of water throughout the year, reduces the cost of pumping of groundwater. Since if we charge the groundwater with rainwater, that the level of groundwater rises up, and it will require less amount of energy to pump. It provides high quality of water, like that. If we majorly, if we talk about drinking water, we follow drinking parameters given by Bureau of Indian Standards, and as per that Indian standards, the rainwater is perfect for drinking. That it does not have other mineral impurities. And rainwater harvesting helps in reducing soil erosion and flooding in urban areas. Rooftop rainwater harvesting is less expensive and easy to construct, operate, and maintain. And if we talk about desert area like in Rajasthan, it has been already discussed that in Rajasthan, Baodis, Tankas, and Jords, etc. structures are used, and they are the only reliefs. About more than 90% population in Rajasthan depends upon the rainwater, and they collect during the rainy season and use throughout the year. And in saline and coastal areas, inlands and rainwater provides good quality of water. Now we are talking in our webinar today, that is 22 March, and 22nd March we celebrate as World Water Day, and the theme for this year is valuing water, and we need to conserve rainwater. And each year we celebrate World Water Day on 22nd of March, and like in last year we have theme of our water and climate change, since the climate change was the issue last year, and this time we have theme of valuing water. Means we need to value each and every drop of water. And the World Water Day, this whole idea was generated in 1992 during the Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro, where the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development was held. And from that, it has been discussed, and the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution by which March 22 of each year was declared World Day for Water to observe, and it was started from 1993, and since today we are celebrating its 29th World Water Day. And at last, since things have been fast forwarded because they have been already discussed, last point I would like to say that I won't say you to save water. You know it very well, since everyone know that we should save water. Rather, I will say you to love water. Then after, your heart will not allow you to waste it. Since when whatever we love things, we care for that things, and we should start loving water, and we should stop wasting it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. I think you have got a lots of information, and you have been put into PPT, and it was well relevant. It was like it was neatly woven in a structured, so that we can easily harvest the water. And you have covered the reasons for shortage of water and designing of rainwater. That was very good information, and you have said more about the advantages and the implementations. Normally it may be the challenging, and I have seen the chat box, the participants also, they were involved in your talk, and they were discussing upon the implementation thing. There may be the challenges, but in future we'll be overcoming that, and we'll try to see that the whole catch the rain when it comes, where it comes. That is actually the theme of today, is valuing the water. Really nice. It was very excellent part of, I think. What is your research going on, Mr. Sumit Kumar?
So my research topic is different, but I love to work for this water conservation. Sir.
Fine. Yeah, you have done very good. It's lots of information you have gathered. Thank you for coming online and presenting yourself and the experience sharing of your ideas over here. And let me have before vote of thanks. I like the participants. Can anyone mute yourself? Can ask one or two questions, as our keynote speakers and research scholars and sirs are there. We can spend one or two questions so that they are going to answer. Anyone is ready?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Unmute yourself and ask.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Ajay Kumar, NSS program officer from Hyderabad, sir. It's very nice, sir. The entire session went well. My question to Sujit, sir. Just now he has presented, no? Sir, this question is to Sujit, sir. Sir, have you done any survey sort of thing, sir? That you told that this much of consumption of water in case of clothing, and have you taken any sample size like that, and you have made any survey so that? Please address my query, sir. The question to Sujit, sir, sorry. Sumit sir, it's question to you.
Yeah. No,
So
I
have you
not
done?
done anything.
Have you taken any sample size? Like you told me that consumption of water per household you were telling me. Have you went for any? What is the sample size you have taken, sir?
I have taken data from like our standards CPCB website, Bureau of Indian Standards, which matlab, that like it changes every year from person to person. It's almost average.
Sumit, please switch off your mic, please. Sumit, yes, thank you. So please continue. Sir, please continue.
It has been answered, sir.
I think not to extent, sir. But I congratulate Arvind sir for organizing this seminar. It's great help to even our NSS volunteers also. They are attending. My students are also attending. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Thank you to Palmer University. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks. Thank you. Now I request Dr. P. Shivkumar Singh sir to propose vote of thanks for this session. Over to Dr. P. Shivkumar Singh sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity. It is my great privilege to give vote of thanks. On the eve of World Water Day, really it is a wonderful webinar organized by Palamuru University. Organizing this seminar, Chief Patron, Vice Chancellor Sri Rahul Bhuja sir has given permission rapidly. So that on Palamuru University, I am grateful to the Vice Chancellor of Palamuru University. And whatever program we are organizing in the university, our beloved ministers are going to encourage from NSS and Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, and our principal madam also encouraging towards the awareness programs. On behalf of organizing committee, the convener, I thankful to our registrars are Professor Pindi Pawan Kumar Garu giving this opportunity. And I would like to thankful Dr. N. Kumaraswamy sir, controller of the examinations and as a patron of this program. I thankful to our principal madam, Dr. M. Nurjan madam, always madam encouraging even the organizers and as well as the webinar sessions and participating and encouraging to the students. I thankful Dr. Nurjahan madam as a principal of University PG College. And today's special invitee, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Gar, Associate Professor and the Coordinator of SBSB, Hisar, Haryana, Guru Jambheshwar University. Sir has collaborating with our Palamuru University, Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. And here, really, we are very much thankful to Rajiv Kumar sir. And you have been given a great contribution to this program with your research call also. Sumit Kumar, we are grateful to Sumit Kumar research call. And mainly, we would like to thankful era of this particular water harvesting techniques, and as well as sir has given one glance from north to south how the water harvesting is going to take place and what methods we are following. Really, we have got a tremendous of knowledge after completion of the sir talk. On behalf of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat and organizing committee, we thankful to Dr. D. Madhusudan Reddy sir garu. And we would like to thankful Dr. DSR Rajendra Singh sir, RJD Telangana State Colgate Education. Sir has elaborated from Panchabhutas to the cell, how the water is going to be playing important role in the civilization. Really, from the scientific manner to, sir has normalized the conservation methodology. So on behalf of the university and Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, I am thankful to Dr. DSR Rajendra Singh sir. And on behalf of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, whatever program is going to be take place, as a main pillar of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat and Palamur University, the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat nodal officer, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar sir, is going to take place with rapidly, even evening only, sir has been decided this program as a webinar, and we have been successfully organized this program for the support of as a convener of this program. I thankful to the convener, Dr. S.N. Arjun Kumar sir, Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat nodal officer of Palamur University. I would like to thankful our organizing committee, Suresh sir, Galana sir, and Dr. Shivkumar sir and Dr. Anjane sir. Mainly, we feel very happy because more than 100 participants we have seen in this particular within span of 12 hours of time only. We have been reached more than 100 participants from 2 states. From Telangana and as well as Haryana. Really, it is one of the successful programs which has been